Thank you all for coming. We got a full house tonight, so roll up. We'll keep it to time. Thank you all for coming. You all ready for some good information tonight?
Yes.
Excited?
Yes.
Hey.
You get the prize for excitement.
Excited. Next month. Let's do that next month. Yeah. Thank you all for coming. May 3rd, 2017. So tonight, I think most of you, who's been here before? Yeah, who's here first time? Never been here before? Oh wow, okay. Why are you all here first time tonight? Did you all go to the summit last month and you're all kind of like going, ooh, AWS? Yeah?
We couldn't check in.
You couldn't check in? No? Cool. So tonight, thank you to our sponsors. So this meetup has been running for about 4 or 5 years now. This year we started getting some sponsorships. So all of these guys here, they helped us put on the venue, the food, and to enable it to happen. So as you can see, we've got a full crowd here tonight. So thank you to all our sponsors. So our sponsors tonight who are speaking is Comstar and Brocade. So and they got some interesting talks for us. So just as for the agenda for this evening, so we just have introductions, which is this is the introduction. Then we have David here giving us a quick overview of some technologies which he'll go into. And then we have Reese from Westcon to talk around reserved instances. And then we have some networking with beers and pizza. So hopefully we time it well where the pizza comes in just after Reese. If not, we can actually get him to speed up and say, hey, pizza's here and they're going cold. So we'll have to watch that. And then we're going into Spike Lee from Brocade to speak after that. Hey, Spike, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I haven't met Spike before, so hey. So cool, thanks.
Sorry, yeah, the traffic in there.
No worries.
Crazy.
So as everybody signed in down the back, so thank you for signing in. Again, PolarSeven, we're PolarSeven. We've been running these meetups for a while. If you can give us feedback on what you thought was good for tonight, what we can improve on, what the talks were like. You know, it's a big crowd now, and we try and tailor the information to match the crowd. So the more information you give us, the better we can tailor it for the next time. So without further ado, I'll give you on to David, who works with us here, and he's going to talk to you about EFS and
Step function.
there you go. Good work.
We got my slide. I don't look at me. Yeah. Okay. Welcome everybody. Big crowd tonight. Now I'm going to be spending about 5 minutes on things that are relatively new in Amazon Web Services. Elastic File System, which is about 6 weeks old in this region, and there's step functions. That's about a year old. And the astute among you will note that that's not the right icon for step functions, but you do use this with Lambda. So let's start with EFS. EFS is a distributed file system. It's regional. It can be shared, so you have up to thousands of EC2 instances accessing the same file system. It's an Amazon service, so that means it's redundant and highly available. Setting up EFS is actually very simple. You can use CloudFormation, or you can use the command line interface, or you can go into the console. And to use a file system you've created, it's just a matter of a mount command. Now, it's a Linux file system, so it's like a NAS rather than a SAN. It's not available with Windows as yet. So to mount this onto an instance, you would just do your normal mount command and using NFS version 4 protocol. So what you can do with this is there's a lot of different applications you can use this for, but really it's like when I first started using this, I was trialing using WordPress containers, and obviously containers you need to have a file system, and you don't want to have it in containers. So we started looking at various things, and I started looking at S3FS, and I just put that in the too hard basket. And when I started using EFS, really simple. We're using this presently at another customer site, WordPress. We're having some sort of performance issue, but we're not sure that's in EFS. But as I said, EFS is very simple to set up. Now, when it comes to performance together, because being an Amazon file system, the more you use, the more you get. So it gets faster and faster the more you use. Using parallel processing, it gets faster and faster. So the only drawbacks I know, well, I can see with testing, cost. But if you're putting that cost against another solution, it's not so. If you compare it to EBS, and it does look, it's about twice as expensive. 30 cents per gigabyte per month. Now that's it. You're not paying for IR or anything else. Flat rate. So every gigabyte you're going to pay 30 cents. Now, if you want to get performance, then you do need to use a reasonable size. What we've been testing is that we didn't have very big size. We wanted to get performance, so we just filled up the storage with lots of blank storage, and that increased the file speed. I'll move on to step functions. Now, why would you want to use step functions? Step functions use mainly Lambda. You can use these in EC2 or with containers. If you've used Lambda, you know that Lambda is basically functions. It's a single purpose function. You might have lots of those. They need to communicate with each other, but they're statements. So you would have to orchestrate all the transitions between those different Lambda functions. You might use SQS, DynamoDB, I just did a snapshotting application 3 to store information, and then I had Lambda functions to go and get all this whole range of Lambda functions in parallel to do the snapshot, and another Lambda function to actually write a report on. So I need to have that information. So I used S3. Now, step functions are a way to orchestrate all of that. So you don't have to worry about all that. Again, this is available, recently available through CloudFormation, the command line interface, and console. Now, the purists will shy away from using the console. The console for this, because you can, if you're trying to figure out how to design a set of functions together, the console is great because it works on this idea of like a states and transition between them, and you get to visualize these on the console, and you can have your functions running in parallel or sequential. You can weight conditions on them, and you can design all this visually. And when you run it, it runs through and it goes green, 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 red. So something's failed. You see straight away, and you've got debugging and logging on the side. You'll know if you've done any Lambda programming. Like I've done a little bit, not a great deal. I'm not an expert, but the logging goes out to the CloudWatch, and you've got a log for each individual function. And this way, you have all your logging aggregated, and that's a big advantage. So that's probably it for step functions. The reason I didn't know what it was, so I thought we were going to find out about it. So I might spend a bit of time recoding an application we have. Yes. Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I think it is, but I'm not sure. Okay. I didn't check that. Right, good question. Okay, so that's the end of the what's new in Amazon Web Services. So what we are going to do is spend a little bit more time in meetings and talk about technical, but just another 5 minutes or so on that sort of area, and we'll be getting probably different PolarSeven consultants that they find interesting, that they may want to let people know about. They may be quite advanced, they may be quite introductory topics. And tonight it's basically an introductory topic. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, okay. When I studied for the systems admin exam, AWS certification, a couple of years ago, I had very limited experience in Amazon Web Services. And I went through and I studied and I memorized a lot of the stuff. When it came to EBS, Instance Store, and ephemeral volumes, I just went through and memorized all the properties. Some you can stop, start, some you can you've got all these attributes around the file systems. And I just went through, I made a table and I just memorized it. Sam, it's fine. A month later. And the reason for that is I didn't understand. Like, a lot of Amazon Web Services stuff, you don't have to worry about how it's implemented in the hardware. But I think with EBS and Instance Store, as soon as I looked at how it's implemented, it all made sense. So, a little bit of a history lesson. When Amazon first started in 2006 or so, S3 was the first thing they came up with. So that's a storage system. You couldn't imagine without S3. And then they brought out EC2. EC2 back then was this part here. Not without it. All the drives are actually on the computer. Like if you did it at home and you put a virtual machine on your computer at home, you'll be sharing that hard disk. Well, that's what these things are. I mean, the name, I should have tweaked it. The name gives it away. Instance store. That's the instance storage. And the ephemeral drives are these bits that go in it. So that's how it was when it first started out. The problem with this is that it's ephemeral. So you need to back that up to S3 or something else. As soon as that terminates the machine, all that data is gone. So then Amazon introduced EBS. That's the external, which is based on a SAN, right? So when you understand this as a SAN, and that it has, you've got your devices over here, and you've got a pipe going to your computer. It's a network pipe, and that's a shared resource. So when you can remember all that, it's a lot easier to remember the reasons why it's implemented the way it is. Like you've got provisioned IOPS. What does that mean? Well, just you get guaranteed portion of the pipe in the SAN. You get that. You can also get in EBS optimized. EBS optimized is that rather than, because you share that with your network traffic as well. So you've got your EBS, your network coming into the same pipe. And if you get the EBS optimized, then you get a dedicated pipe going. So it separates the two out before you get much. Also EBS, I think it's duplicated across AZs, not across. Yes, you're right. Within an AZ, it's duplicated, not across AZ. Now, you might be saying, well, why do they still have? Oh, sorry. We're not telling you. This is much faster. You're not going across the network. So these are much faster. So if you want to get really fast I/O, you'll go. But you have to then back up. So I didn't know this until after. As soon as I saw this, and I realized why you can't stop start. If your root file system is on an ephemeral drive, you can stop start. Sorry, you can restart it, but you can't stop. I wouldn't make the file system running. So with a EBS back, you stop and start. So it's long. So that's about it for me. I'll hand you over to our first.
Thank you very much, David. Any questions around that? Who here found that useful or too introductory? Which, yeah, useful? Good? Good information? Yeah. Okay, cool. You like more of that sort of information or a bit more? Yeah? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure.
Yes. No SQL. You would use that. If you want to get, I can't remember the limit, but there's a limit on even provisioned IOPS that you can't go above, but you'll get faster IOPS on the ephemeral drives. So they're still useful.
Sorry, you want to know what you would use ephemeral storage for, is it? Oh yes, let's say temp storage, any temp files. Say you have a database and you want to run some temp files, you could run it on ephemeral because you don't care if the instance reboots, it can still recreate it. But it's good for short and sharp IOPS.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. EBS volumes are zone specific.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So you can snapshot it and then copy it across the zone. Yeah.
The EFS I spoke about earlier is that's within a region, that's within an AZ. So the EFS spans a region, and it's duplicated across those regions. That's why EFS is a service.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
But it will be your shared storage across zones. Yeah. But it's going to be a bit slower than EBS, for example, right? So there are 3 different storage systems that we use depending on your use case.
Yeah. You got options. There you go.
Cool.
Sorry? Depends on the use case. If you need high I/O on your rig volume, maybe yes.
Normally
you've got
EBS
to back it
backed. It's
up,
normally EBS backed now, though.
Yeah,
For
normally,
most instances.
Also, you're restricted on which instance family you can use them on as well. You couldn't use a T2 for ephemeral drive. It doesn't make sense.
Cool. Did you want to quick? Is that yours?
That was something else. Don't worry about it.
Thank you very much, David. So we'll do another session like that. So we'll probably keep it introductory. So let us know the feedback. Is there any other things? That is quite useful information. It gives you an idea of how it operates in the background. Thanks very much, David. Now just to hand over to Reese from Westcon to give us some information around reserved instances.
Don't tell me you ran out of film.
Hey everybody, how you doing? So I'm with the exciting topic tonight of RIs, and it might sound like paint drying, but for people like myself, it is really exciting.
Who here is in control of their AWS bill?
Alright, so this is actually going to be useful for all you people who have nothing to do with it, why it's kind of important. Okay, so a brief history of RIs. We started with RIs in 2009. They started in our market. Sell your RIs, 12 payment options, and no changes for the individual RIs, which we'll talk about in a second, and also convertible RIs. It's also worth just noting the services you can actually reserve in some kind of way, shape, to RDS, Dynamo, Redshift. Just wanted to recap some of the savings by reserving things. Standard reserved instance, say 40 and 60% between a 1 and a 3 contract. Convertible RIs, 25%. Dedicated hosts, 40 to 60, I've heard 70 as well. Scheduled instances, 5 to 10%. I would say. Spot instances.
Can you put it up closer?
Sorry, a bit quiet, am I?
A bit too quiet.
Very quiet. Okay, spot instances, incredibly underutilized, very, very useful. You can save up to 90%. And as you can see there, they're on demand, or you can actually put them for a period of time and save some serious money. Daryl's move, so I'll just press that slide.
Turning you up.
Thanks, mate. Okay, so I just wanted to recap this with RIs, and that's someone needs to own it, you have visibility, you need to allocate the costs, you need to use what you need to then lower the costs, and then you need to optimize. These things matter to you don't own the bill. Okay, someone needs to own this. One of the things about AWS is they actually get you to spend money and then they help you save money. It's kind of an unusual term when you think of the way that we traditionally do things, right? But for all of us who like developing things and building things and doing new things, the ability to get some cash back so you can reinvest it, but also to build some confidence in what you're doing in the cloud is really critically important. Having someone own this, and this is before you do anything else inside your organization. So even if you have a team of 50 and there's devs and there's production guys and there's admins and whatever else, one person should own that bill and one person should be responsible for keeping an eye over it. The more you can optimize cash, the more confidence you can build into the business. I can tell you as someone who owns P&L, there is nothing worse than seeing your bill going up when you're expecting it to do something else. Stay static or go down. When you sink a cost, you know exactly what's going to happen for the next couple of years. When you do an OPEX and it starts growing because people are adding users, they're doing more on it, it's an uncomfortable feeling because you don't feel like you have control. Having one person who's always focusing on that, and I mean it again, one person, makes the world of difference to making sure you're doing the best that you can. The other thing I just want to talk about is AWS partners really help in this case. If you don't have someone inside your organization who's going to be militant about this, leverage a partner. If you don't have a partner, go find one. These guys know what they're doing. They'll look for ways to help you save money, because the more money you save, the more money you have to spend. You can spend it with them.
Spend it on us.
Yes. Visibility. Okay, so no visibility equals monthly surprises, which means someone's going to say, well, we should just buy a server. And of course, as soon as you want to buy a server, someone will try and block it when you actually want to do it. So the more visibility you have to what you spend, the more likely it is that you won't have anyone trying to stop you doing what you actually want to do to build things. Analytics and optimization. They're not hard to find. There's some really good ones. There's Trusted Advisor. It's free. There's our own white label tool if you're a partner of Westcon's. And there's Cloud Health, who's one of our sponsors here, who do a really nice product as well. If you look at the percentage of spend that costs to put one of these tools in versus what it costs and what you can save by optimizing your platform or using RIs, it doesn't make sense. There is no use case that makes sense for not having a tool like that. It pays for itself. I just wanted to talk about tagging. Tagging is also not that sexy, but it's kind of useful. From a financing point of view, I'm not going to tell you how to tag everything, or I'm sure someone's thinking, no, I wouldn't tag any of that. These things are all pretty important, and they help people, especially people who don't know anything about your AWS environment, when they're looking at a build or they're looking at justifying doing things within the environments, make decisions. Your business unit or cost center, your application name, your role, your application ID, your environment, and also business owner and technical owner. Really useful things. If I can use Thomas the Tank Engine as a parable for this, it's clearly the island of Sodor is the business unit, the application name is a train, the role is a very useful engine, the application ID is 1 because Thomas is number 1, the environment is production, and the business owner is the controller, and the technical owner is a Victor. I don't know if you guys have kids, but trust me.
Is that what you watch in your spare time?
I watch that only in my spare time. Really easy to do, really logical, and again, it makes life really, really easy when you need to do things. Terminate all resources without tags. Be militant about it. Save surprises. It's amazing how many customers have bill shock. Even now, AWS has been out for a very long time. Bill shock is still a real thing. A lot of partners still have that problem. And even if it's incremental, an extra $50, extra $100 in a monthly spend, it's still not a comfortable thing to have happen. If people have got instances that aren't tagged properly, remove them and teach that. Other tagging strategies to consider. Compliance is a really big one on the security side.
Who here has got a tagging taxonomy in their environment?
Who's consistent?
Wow. It's really important. The tagging is really important because everything is driven from that environment. Like, you know, all of these tools, they eventually at some stage look at some tags to figure out what's going on, what's fraud, what's dead, what can you turn off. So tagging is really important. Even
things like the app ID, you know, you've got multiple things running, the different performance, the different costs coming against those app IDs become really important. Just a rule of thumb, sizing is a weird thing for some people, but I think there's an easy way of looking at it. If it's underutilized, you're wasting money. You can optimize that. If it's overutilized, performance is probably lagging and you can do better. If it's just right, you know, you should be pretty happy with yourself and pat yourself on the back about that. And also usage over time, and this is where optimization tools really prove their worth, is looking at how much and that'll give you a clear pathway whether you want to use an RI. Either a spot instance is the right way, or on demand is the way that you should go. Strangely enough, you know, 80-20 rule is for a lot of things in life, and essentially you should be doing the same things. You should be separating out your dev workloads and sandboxes from your production, and then you should be looking at RIs and of those production workloads only, spot instances in the context of the testing. So you can use those 80-20 rules as well when you're looking at utilization over time. Okay, so the next step is buying an RI. There's 3 types: standard, there's convertible, and there's scheduled. The major difference between a standard, well, there's a couple of differences. One is the fact that you can get a 1 or 3 year, and you can change the AV, you can change the region, you can change the network, the instance size, Linux only, and by Linux only we mean ones that aren't licensed. The licensed Linux versions you have problems with. The convertible reserved instances came out last year. You can change instance family, OS tenancy, so if it's a direct or not, a dedicated instance or not. And also you can change the payment options. We'll talk about payment options in a second. You can also exchange the instance for an equal or greater value. So what I mean by an equal value is you can, let's just say you've got a large, you want to make them smalls or mediums, they'll essentially rank all the different types in a point system, and then as long as those numbers match, those points match, you can do whatever you want, or you can scale up, and when you scale up, it'll use the same discount percentage that you got on the RI originally, and you'll continue your contract as is. You can exchange as many times as you want. There's a brief outage update. There's also a scheduled instance, which isn't really a reserved instance. It's just it's a year agreement to basically use an instance over a period of time, and you save 5 to 10% on that. I'm not sure why you can use that, why you would want to use that, and also it's only limited to certain regions of North America. So if you don't have workloads in North America at the moment, probably not going to be a lot of utilization for you. But they're the 3 types of device. Yeah, people are doing that. Not a lot. And this is the other funny thing about RIs. So Westcon, just to give you context, Westcon has AWS partners in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and the Philippines at the moment. And of course we have on the Azure workloads in other parts of LATAM, Africa, and Europe. The amount of RI utilization, really minimal. It's actually quite amazing how few people actually optimize their spend at the moment. They might look at their instances and they might put it in, but it's not a dedicated thing inside their organization. And this is why the first thing that we talked about before is have someone who owns this. Everyone's busy, everyone's trying to develop things and make things happen. Sometimes you lose steps that you should take in the wash. And if you think about, we put in an application, the hopes are that it'll, send a rocket ship to Mars or something like that, but we end up just being able to get it up the street half the time because things happen.
Can you explain why you're saving money with reserved instance when you're actually paying for something you may never use?
Yeah, so you should never buy a reserved instance when you first start using AWS. The first thing that you should be doing is looking at ways of optimizing your workloads. And that's the first thing you should always do. You shouldn't sit there and go, well, okay. And the minimum that you should be looking at an optimized workload is 14 days, because you'll get the history and understand your trends at that time. I would leave it in there for 3 months and have a really good hard look at what you're spending and what you're using and the utilization over time. And also have a look at the types of workloads that you're using. Do they need to be utilized all the time? Can you turn them off? Will it matter if they're turned off? How do you need to, what is the administrative process associated with that as well? You should always optimize first. Your RI process should be an evolution in your journey. And I'd also point out the fact that since people aren't using RIs enough, it's an indication that they're not going down that journey. They're starting to build their workloads, but they're not taking it to the next level. It's a really good point. I think so. And why? The discount's really good. If you're buying into AWS and you're buying into the fact that you can use it, and you're also buying into the fact that the convertible instances you can downsize. So you've bought an instance too big and then you want to separate it down into 2 mediums from a large or something like that. It gives you options in the way that you want to use it. I think what comes into consideration is utilization. Applications are still going to be used for a period of time, right? So if you're sitting your SAP B1, for instance, on an EC2 instance, you're going to use that for 3 years. If you, yeah, I mean, this is why you look at things over time, and you also understand what the business applications are being used for, because it's a really good point. It's kind of counterintuitive for us, right? We get things on demand, we can spin them up, we can spin them down, we can do whatever we want. I think the prize on this...
Can I add a point there?
Yeah, sure.
It's not 3 years. What you're looking at is a break-even point, which is about 4. After that, you're making money. Before that, you've got risk. As you get closer to that break-even point, the risk is getting better.
Yeah.
After that, it's sweet. Yeah, so the 3-year thing is scary.
3-year thing's scary, but the other thing that's important in that is the utilization. If you're starting to look at these at a financial level, starting to talk about how much you're utilizing, because the more you utilize it, the more sense less sense it's costing you per hour. If you're using it only half the time, in real terms, in terms of utilisation, it's costing you more than you would probably have expected. But you should definitely be looking at 3-year options. And again, if you think about your application and just reflect on what you're running inside your business, how many things are in there for long term, or that ongoing utilisation, again, you can downsize if you want to in the future. If you've gone high, if you've gone low, of course you've got less options. But it's definitely something you should consider. And it's 60% versus 40%. So over the maturity, if you're going to be using something for 3 years, that 20% is a lot of money. Okay, optimise your cash. Paying. You can do 3 things. You can pay for the full thing up front, which sounds like you're just doing what the dinosaurs did with tin. You can partially pay for it, so you pay a certain amount up front, then you're paying a monthly fee, or you can pay a monthly. It changes the discount depending on the option that you have. And a lot of people, for convenience, buy up front, or they don't buy it up front at all and they get it on a monthly basis. Not buying it not up front and doing it on a monthly basis for me is a vision of insanity, and the reason for that is there's a 4th option, which is financing it. If you finance something, you buy it up front, you pay a small amount of interest over the term of that product, but you're still saving a delta more than you would if you bought partially, or if you pay for something on a monthly basis. It's easy to do, and it saves you serious money. Also, you should consider spot instances, some workloads, which we'll talk about now. Okay, you can save up to 90% with a spot instance. That should be enough reason for people to be interested straight away. You must bring a fault-tolerant and interruption-tolerant workload to this, so your application must know what to do. It's being shut down or turned off prematurely, and you need to be able to spin it. Use cases, testing, document transformation. Someone who's implemented an OCR solution before, this would have been really good for what we need to do. Burstable, huge demand spikes. Processing, MapReduce analysis services, so when you're doing large computing and crunching processes, really, really useful. The best use case I've heard of this is a pharma company that needed to process 314,000 hours worth of processing. They did it in 11 hours by spinning up 10,000 servers. So they use spot instances for that, and they save something like by doing that process. Batch workloads, web crawling, and also encoding. So Vimeo uses spot instances all the time. That's how they do all their encoding. They save about 50% by using that particular process. I really need to put this on you again. If you're using spot instances, you really need to understand what you're doing, and you need to manage it. A spot instance works on the basis that you set a price for what you would like to buy that instance for. And whilst the price stays at that level or under, you're all good. As soon as someone bids at a higher price for that spot instance, you're given a 2-minute notice where that instance will then automatically shut down, or AWS can decide that they want to raise the price. AWS, and they will also shut down that instance for you. So, to recap, there's some strategies for success. Just go back to spot instances because I can't remember if I talked about it on the slide. There's a couple of things you can do. You can set up a fleet of spot instances. So that's what the guys are doing here, spinning up 10,000 servers at a time. And essentially what that will do is that it'll manage the spot instances at a certain price. As the instances are being terminated and restarted, the fleet will manage that for the period of time that you want to do it. And then there's a block. And a block means that you decide that you don't want that spot instance to go down and you would like it for between 1 and 6. And you can spin that up. So again, if you're doing testing and you're doing automated testing process, you pretty much know how long it's time. Once you bed it in, off you go. So, someone needs to own it. Can't emphasize that enough. It'll save you money. Get visibility, so you know what's going on and you can take the next steps in terms of maturing. Allocate costs. Tag like you mean it. So again, tagging strategies, a lot of people seem to be doing it here, or you're just too shy to put up your hands. You should be doing it. It's really, really useful. Optimize what you need. So again, before you go into the process of ROIs, actually understand what you're using your workloads for and optimize your costs there while you can. Then take the plunge into using ROIs or spot instances, and then optimize your cash, which is, again, looking at ways that you spend less money. Next slide. Thank you. All right, so here's how we can help you in that process. So we allow resellers and MSPs to take RI strategies. So for partners who want to manage and purchase RIs on behalf of partners and manage that spend, we can do things for them. We can also help customers who are end users optimize their RI utilization, because we can have the RIs floating across multiple accounts and ever extending branches of accounts as well. We provide access to analytics and optimization tools that you can get through your partners. We also handle the financing of RIs. We also provide a managed spot instance program. So essentially what you can do is you can have a partner of ours who manage those spot instances for you, so you take care and advantage of those savings. The spot instances don't go down while you need them up, and you can save some serious money. We also have pre-sales and post-sales resources that can help you through things, and we also have a on board around optimization. So through a partner like a PolarSeven or Cloud 10 or whoever else is here, you can leverage those resources through us. We also work very closely with AWS, so we work with the partner managers, your end user managers, and we talk to them about ways we can optimize and help your environments get better if you're working with us. Any questions?
Cool, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Questions?
Thanks,
Some questions. So, tagging around pricing. Anyone got any thoughts? No?
Sorry, it's not a question, but rather a comment. Maybe I missed your part. I think Amazon, so really, say you reserve for X large, but it's really like a voucher, credit, or
Convertible.
This is a point system.
Yeah.
So that's right. So,
okay.
and you can move between families, right? That's the beauty of it,
Because
as opposed to
before,
just
when you optimize your workload, you have to adjust the time. Now, unless you move into another family, you probably will less about it. So it's more like.
Yeah, that's right. So in the standard instance, you can only move within the type, within the family that you're already in. Of course, new families come out all the time. So with a 3-year flexible one, you can actually move between families, which again helps you a lot. And the way that they normalize all that is they have this point system, and that point system allows you to make those moves and either get an equal or again a divisible number of servers.
I think they call that a footprint.
Yes. Point systems, love them.
Yeah, I think the term reserving somehow is confusing. The other day, one of my clients is asking, "Where is my reserving?" I said, "Well, it's really a credit."
Yes, it's a billing construct.
Yeah.
Excellent. Reece, thank you very much. That was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Any questions about reserved instances? Reece is hanging around for a while.
Just ask me.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you, everyone. So we're just going to have a break, do some networking now, have a beer, have a slice of pizza before it goes cold, and we'll catch up soon. Thank you.